Okay, this poem is entitled And Action. Day after day I'm in search for something to keep the flame lit. The very things considered trivial by most only recently seems to fit. I've been to many places, I've seen many things, realizing the overwhelming thirst for silver, copper, and green. 24 hours constitutes a full day, mostly spent figuring out what to do or what to say. As the day ends, we conclude our thoughts of what we should have done that day. I wonder when will we start to put into action the countless things we never do, yet always say. Now, that was a poem called In Action. Now, this particular poem, this particular piece, I really looked at a lot of things in my life just as well as things in other people's lives. You know, when I speak a lot on poetry, it's more or less I'm taking the experiences and putting them on paper. Well, experiences come twofold. They're either direct experiences or indirect experiences. Indirect experiences are things that you don't go through yourself. You know, you don't go through them, the ram right there. They're indirect. In other words, you're an observation of someone going through. You may get the backlash of someone going through something, but still, it's indirect. A direct experience is something that happens that you yourself are going through. No matter what it is, it's directly involving you. Indirectly involve others. That's why every time someone goes through something, you can always find someone who can talk about it, because everyone is indirectly going through the experiences of others just as well as everyone is going through direct experiences that other people are indirectly going through also. Prime example, alcoholism. I was an alcoholic for quite a long time. Years, 10, 15 years, whatever. And the things that people went through were indirect experiences based off of my alcoholism. The things that I went through were directly, I was going through things directly because of alcohol usage. Physiological things, mental things. I was going through these things. You know, the addiction made my body feel like it needed these things. You know, the addiction made my mind feel like that. And so I was going directly through these experiences. DUIs, I directly went through, you know. Womanizing, directly went through. I went through all kinds of, you know, varying levels of inconsistencies when it came down to jobs and stuff like that. Now, in the process of me going through these things, I was indirectly going through the responses of others who were indirectly going through what I was going through. So take, for instance, I cheat on my wife because I'm out there with some woman and everything like that. Okay, I'm directly doing this. My wife finds out about it or comes and speaks to me about it or whatever. No matter how it happens, she comes and catches me or whatever. But still, now she's directly going through something that I'm going through directly, but hers is indirect. Hers indirect towards me, and mine is indirect towards her, but we're both directly going through something. You know what I'm saying? That kind of thing. It's kind of odd. But now this could be stemmed into everything in life. Permeates everything. I'm talking about from raising children, you know, what the child has to go through directly, what the parent has to go through directly, what those around in the community and everything has to indirectly go through. The indirectness that the parent has to go through just as well as the indirectness of the child. And all these things connect in one big organic globule from which we extract what we need, you know. So I see things in a light of, you know, some people say half empty, some people say half full. Well, you know what I say? I say fill the bad booger up. If it's not full, then fill it. That's all it is. Just fill it. You know, I don't need to sit back and observe a situation and say, well, this is what I see and this is not. No, put forth some action. Put forth action. If your cup is half empty, find out where the water is so that you could put some water in it. You know what I'm saying? If your cup is half full, then sit there and find some water so you can put some water in that cup so you can make it full. Half is no way to go. The Bible says do not straddle the fence. He said he would rather you be hot or he'd rather you be cold, not lukewarm, because you lukewarm, he's going to spew out his mouth. You know what I'm saying? And so therefore, in light of that, I say this: go all the way. Look, the poem is entitled "And Action." So what does that say? All right, now the next poem is entitled "A Square." That's going to be very interesting.